It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The Hunter's Westpac rescue helicopter has been called to a single car crash at Jerry's Plains. It's understood the driver is trapped in the wreckage on the Golden Highway near Editon Road. A contraflow is in place past the scene. Crash investigators are still trying to piece together the circumstances leading up to a crash involving a car and a motorbike at Coorambong, which claimed the life of the male rider. The crash happened on Freeman's Drive at about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. About an hour earlier, a male pedestrian died when he was hit by a car on Fishery Point Road at Morisset. Police say it appears the pedestrian stepped out into the path of the vehicle. It's prompted this warning from Acting Superintendent Dave Matthews for motorists and pedestrians to switch on.
A moment of inattention whilst behind the wheel of a motor vehicle or a moment of inattention whilst crossing the road as a pedestrian can result in serious injury or death.
Hunter residents who suffer from asthma or allergies are being advised to take their medications with them today due to smoke and dust haze. The region is expecting another day of very high fire danger with a total fire ban in force. It's hoped the smoke and dust will clear this evening when gusty northwesterly winds swing around to the southwest. Public submissions on the proposed Farley crematorium have reopened for a second round after continued pushback from the community. Submissions will be open until November 26, with residents expected to raise concerns over exposure to airborne mercury emissions. Barbara Bright from the Say No to Farley Crematorium group is asking residents to get in contact with council.
The information is very difficult to access, but if they can't access it, just ring the council and they're very helpful. They can either send you an email or, get the information to you.
Police say they uncovered drugs, a knife and stolen items following a pursuit from Morisset to Lake Munmora on the Central Coast. Officers tried to stop a car in Dora Street yesterday afternoon after noticing the car had different number plates. They called off a pursuit at Lake Munmora due to safety concerns, but later spotted the allegedly stolen car being parked outside a home at Narara. The 34-year-old driver was arrested and is due to face Gosford local court today. A group of Newcastle residents are on their way to the Upper Hunter today in a bid to provide some small relief to those doing it tough in the drought. A bus tour will visit Murrurundi, stopping in at Wonnarua Land Council, the local farmers' pop-up pantry and a range of galleries and artist studios. Containers of water and other essential supplies will also make the trip. Organiser Sinead Francis Cohen says there's a rolling impact on communities when farmers are struggling.
The shops do it tough in town as well, so that's sort of what we're going to try and do, is bring a bit of a small financial support, but moral support to let people know they're not forgotten, even though they might be a bit geographically isolated as well.
2NURFM Sport.
Jets midfielder Ben Kantarowski says he's ready to line up for the starting side in tomorrow's home game against Perth if coach Ernie Merrick decides he's ready. Kantarowski played off the bench against Adelaide and Sydney FC as he makes his way back from pre-season groin and hamstring injuries. He says he's keen to play anywhere the coach needs him.
Whether he sees me in the midfield or wherever, it doesn't really matter. As long as I get to play, I'm happy. So I'm just making sure that my body's right and ready for the game on the weekend.
Rookie Knights player Phoenix Crossland is firming as a contender for the 5/8 role for the NRL season open against the Warriors in March. The 19-year-old is in the frame along with utility Kurt Mann, but says his focus for now is returning to peak fitness after a stress fracture in his heel cut short his 2019 season. And North's hockey player Matthew Dawson and clubmate Kai Willett will feature for New South Wales Pride when they take on Melbourne tomorrow in the Hockey 1 semi-final at Sydney Olympic Stadium. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 21, 12, 10, 13, 33, 7 and 3, and the Powerball number is 4. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.